Welcome to Cool Explorations.
This video is sponsored by Beckner Flooring here in Swift Current. If you ever in need of flooring, it's a great company. They do awesome work, as you can see from the pictures here. If you need any flooring done in Southwest Saskatchewan here, they do tiling as well as the floors. I really do recommend them. These sidewalk lines are extremely messed. Whatever they're on, I want it. This first one, they've got these lines, but the bricks, they're all separated all over different bricks, and the pattern does not really make sense at all. The next one here, we have a whole bunch of lines that are just in a whole bunch of swirls, which, I mean, doesn't look terrible, but I'm pretty sure that's not the way it's supposed to be. It should be a straight line down that sidewalk there to divide it. And then the crosswalks leading up to these sidewalks, the crosswalks are in weird spots going up to curbs rather than the little lowering ramps they've got for walking up onto there. So they really needed to rethink where they put that. And then we have the next building with, instead of having all the windows up there, it looks like they have doors that are opening, or the windows just don't match from what the other ones are. And this other one has a door way up at the top of the building. No reason for it to be there at all. There's no stairs. They've got a chain going across it, but it's like, why did you bother putting it there? And then there's a really skinny door in the last picture with a pipe running underneath it. So yeah, just terrible placement there. This next building has windows that look like they were installed over top of an old window. They weren't put in straight, and they didn't put them in where the old window exactly was. They only did over half of the old window. So it just looks really out of place. Then the next one, they have the veranda porches there, but they're not lined up to a door. There's no window there. I mean, if they're going to do something like that, they should have at least lined it up with the window. And then we have a driveway that has a telephone pole right in the middle of it. So if you're going to turn in there, you got to drive around this pole on either side in order to get to your garage. And then there's a bike path with poles right in the center of where the line of the bike path is supposed to be. And then we have a road that looks like they're building the road right around this telephone pole. So vehicles would have to then go around on the one side or on the shoulder on the other side. I'm not sure why they're doing that, and if they're working on it still, then maybe they should open up their eyes. Then the next set of photos, we have a guy who I think is insane. No harness to hold him up there, nothing. He's just up on this electrical pole trying to fix some stuff up there. If he slips, he's gone. And then there's a light fixture that is going into the wall. He should have just gotten a shorter light. And then there's a guy trying to reach this ATM that they've got way too high for anybody to even reach. Again, maybe they're crazy. I'm not sure what they're doing. And then there's an entrance to a building here with no door. It's got the steps leading up there, and it's got the little cover with the sign letting them know what building it is, but no door. And then we have a whole bunch of, looks like, fire escape steps that lead to no fire escape or anything for that matter. And the steps don't even line up with the doors they're supposed to. And then there's a handicap sign by a set of stairs with two little boards that are supposed to help them get up there, but then there's nothing to really help them get up the stairs further. Here we have a set of poles that are all in bad spots. The one's right in the middle of a train track, which of course probably is not an active train track anymore, but still a stupid place to put the pole. Then the next one, we have the pole right in the middle of the road. So there's not even really room for the vehicles to go around. They're going to have to pull over into the other lane or way over onto the shoulder to get by, or hope they're on a motorbike. The final one there is a big thick pole right in the center of that set of stairs. There's not really any room to even go around that. Then there's a set of scaffolding with boards loosely placed to climb up onto that, and they're leaning against a roof, which is, of course, slanted. Not very safe. And then there's a garage that is up in the middle of the air. So I hope they have a flying car because there's no way they're getting a car in there. And then there's a house that's upside down, which makes no sense. It just looks odd. I really have no idea what they did, if they just dropped it or what when they were moving it. But it looks like there's foundation on the top, so I really have no idea where they came up with that idea or what even happened there. And then we have a toilet that has the door, the hole cut in the door so it can open up over that toilet. So the bathroom is really a cramped, tiny bathroom. You would not even really be able to sit on that toilet because you couldn't get the door closed. And if you did get it closed, there's a big hole so everybody can see exactly what you're doing inside there. Doesn't really keep smells in there either. And then there's a light switch that is half covered by the wall. Not really even room to plug anything into that one, so it kind of defeats the whole purpose of having a light switch. And then there's a door at the bottom of these stairs, and this door just is crooked, so it looks out of place there. But you probably could not even get that door open properly because you would hit the bottom of those steps. And then we have a slide. I feel sorry for the kid who goes down there because that kid's going to drop right down into this hole. Or if he misses it, he's going to have a really sore butt. And then there's a walkway that's supposed to go over top of this road, but the walkway does not connect with the steps. Looks like the steps are actually in line with it, going past where they would need to in order to connect it. And then there's a guy working on painting lines, and he hasn't even seen that he's spelled stop as SOTP, SOTP. I'm not even sure what he's thinking. Or maybe he's dyslexic. And then we have a ramp that is way too steep for someone in a wheelchair to try and get up. They made an effort, but they failed, ultimately. Then there is some poles holding up a section of wall that looks like the rest of it has collapsed. Those poles do not look very secure though, because the one's even at a slant. And then there is a do-it-yourself, clearly, and it has tape holding up this huge crack in the wall and the foundation, as if that tape is really going to hold it together should it decide to go. They get a big nailed it. And the next set of pictures here, we have some guys standing on this weird metal container. It looks like it should be maybe a garbage. And they've got a ladder climbing up to the top of it. It's leaning against the dirt on the other side there. If that dirt was soft or it rained, that would just slide right down on them and sink in. And they're using that to build this building rather than using proper railing and ladders and all that. And then there's some really, really crooked window. Not sure how they even got that crooked without realizing it. Maybe a level would be in place there. And the next, there's two door handles. One of them looks functional, the other does not. I'm not sure what the purpose of having two door handles is. You could put deadlocks, but having two door handles is not any safer than having one, because still, if you can break one, you can break the other. And then we have, it's supposed to be another wheelchair access, and they have it on the steps with grips, but there is no ramp, and a wheelchair kind of needs a ramp to get up. And then there is, in the bottom of this picture here, the steps lead up to a window. And that window is not even in line with the steps in terms of height. So you'd still have to step up into it. But I'm not sure why you'd put steps leading straight up to a window. Would be very easy to break in. And then we have some more misplaced items. There's a tree right in the middle of a bike path. Even an arrow drawing straight to the tree and an arrow on the tree. You could definitely not bike around that. And then there's a tree in the middle of steps again, and you could walk around it. It's just awkward, and you have to be skinny. And then there is a very, very skinny door that nobody could possibly walk through. I don't know why it's there. I don't know even what purpose it's supposed to be serving. It's a waste of money. And the last couple here, there is, they put the wood in the roof there straight through the rung of the ladder. So if they're going to want to get that ladder out of there to complete the build, they're going to have to either remove that board or cut the top of the ladder so they can get it off. They have the ladder, they actually, rather than removing the ladder, they built it around and just did the roof around there. So that would probably leak unless they sealed that really, really well. And it looks odd. Why we wouldn't just cut the top off the ladder? I have no idea.
Remember to like and subscribe.